Monza, the very name, will bring a tear to the eye of any man or any woman. Iconic in the world of motor racing. Welcome to Monza, Ferrari Mondiali Finali. We're here in Italy for the grand final of the Ferrari Challenge, and it's the North American part of the series that we're looking at for this race. It's been a great weekend so far. The theme has been rain, and lots of it. We've had wet races, we've had wet qualifying, but at about lunchtime today, the sun started to peek through and the track dried out. And now, as the sun goes down over Monza, we're getting ready for the Ferrari Challenge North America. What a great, iconic track this is. 5.7 kilometers. 11 turns, 4 to the left, 7 to the right. Iconic, as I said, in motor racing. And there you can see it from the helicopter shot. You can see downtown Monza nestled in the trees, and this beautiful circuit in Monza Park. And you only have to drive literally a couple of minutes out of the park and you're in the housing area. What a beautiful area this is. It's been really good to look around. One of the fastest tracks in the world for motor racing. So many stories, so many legends created here. And for this race today, it's the last for the North America Challenge. We have one championship that's still up for grabs of the four. It's the Trofeo Pirelli Am, and Rob Hodes and Ross Choust, who are still going to be duking it out for the title of Trofeo Pirelli Am champion. Of the other categories, we have clinched titles. Thomas Tippel's already taken the Copper Shell Championship. Dale Katechis has already taken. I'm just double checking on that one actually. I'm going to actually introduce my co-host here, Nico Spalek. How you doing?
Very good, thank you very much.
Yeah, you can confirm for me. I am learning this one as we go along. Copper Shell Am, who's the champion in that?
I think it's John McGrew.
Of course it's John McGrew.
I think he took it yesterday. Murray Rothlander, who you can see here. He has 3 wins in the Ferrari Challenge. But before we look at this race and the drivers, we will have a look at what's around. You've already mentioned it, Monza.
So you can see how beautiful Monza is. Not far from Milan. It is just such a lovely area. The grid is ready. We were talking about the championships. One other that we hadn't mentioned, it is clinched. It's the Trofeo Pirelli Championship. Cooper McNeil has that one tied up and well and truly put to bed. And he's not actually racing in this today. He's chosen to sit it out. He wants to save himself for the world final tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. We just saw Thomas Tippel. He has dominated his class like no one before, or no one in this year. The shell category is his class and he won it. John McGrew, as we said, he is clinched, and here we have his car, I believe. Yes, that will be John McGrew. There we can see it confirmed. He is the AM champion. He became the AM champion yesterday, entered the weekend with 23 points up. Got his 7th win yesterday, and that was enough to take the championship. Well done, sir. So, as you said, there is only one championship to decide.
Yesterday we had some great racing. Let's take a quick look at the highlights of yesterday's racing here at Monza. So as you can see, the weather played a big part in the racing yesterday. Fortunately, as we've already mentioned, the rain has stopped. The track is drying out. There's dry patches. They're running slick tyres. Look at those beautiful slick tyres there on the Ferrari 488 pace car. Not slick tyres on the pace car. So yes, the track is drying out. And what we've got now is light fading. Yesterday we were running in near-on darkness here, weren't we, Nico?
Yeah, we had a thick cloud cover yesterday and some rain, and you saw in the highlights how some cars got it very, very wrong, and that played a part in, as you saw, the race being red flagged at the very end behind the safety car, because there's no way to recover the stricken car on the back straight. So we ended the race a few minutes early for recovery reasons. No such problem today, and I would say it's potentially just a tad lighter today than it was yesterday because of the less thick cloud cover, but it's gonna be very, very much edging on darkness by the time these cars greet the checkered flag, or the other way around, or whoever you want to interpret that.
Yes, so the race is 30 minutes plus 1 lap, and as you mentioned, the light is fading rapidly, but we should just about squeeze it in with no dramas. The grid clears, the engines are started, we're getting ready for our formation lap. Just the last bits there. You can see Peter Ludwig on pole position.
Yeah, he won the race, he won the championship last year in a dramatic title decider. He was close this year, but yesterday the final chance went behind the safety car. So he'll have to make do with a race win today and potentially the world final tomorrow. But
and that's definitely possible, isn't it?
Here's the race for today, just around the corner.
So here we go. It's Ferrari Challenge North America live from Monza. It's the second race of the weekend. Peter Ludwig on pole position from Benjamin Heights. Murray Rothlander alongside Rob Hodes and Angie King and Ross Choust.
Yeah, James
looking at that, that's so... Yeah, sorry, John Boyd is next on the grid, and then Rothlander. Sorry, my grid that I've got in front of me doesn't match up with the one that's on the screen, rather embarrassingly. So, yes, Jean-Claude Sada in position 9. You can see the rest of the grid positions. In 10th, Mark Muzzo. 11th, Thomas Tipple. And 12th, John McGrew. Dale Katechis in 13th and Chris Carell 14th. Behind them, Jeff Palmero and Brian Simon. And on the next row, Mark Fuller and Theodore Giovanazzi. Bradley Smith lines up 19th on the grid alongside Brian Kamineski and Kevin Milstein, David Varig and Roberto Carver, and then bringing up the rear, James Camp and Al Heggie. You'll have to excuse my pronunciations. You know, I'm just kind of quite new to this series, and it's been really good to learn it. But some of these names, just, you know, gotta trip them off the tongue somehow or the other. Here we go. We start on the formation lap. Dry track. Headlights on, lights flashing, the safety car leads them away. Now this lap, critical as ever, getting those tyres up to temperature, those slick tyres, getting the brakes up to temperature. Check out our social media, hashtag Ferrari Challenge on Twitter, @Ferrari Races. Go on, why not? Check us out and drop us a message on them. Also, facebook.com/Ferrari Races. Races.ferrari.com, obviously, where we're streaming live all weekend. And they look great, don't they? Warming up, getting round the track for the formation lap here at Monza.
Yeah, you can see this second chicane here. We've had some very unorthodox lines through there. Philip Brett, the master of the directissima, if you will, the direct line, clipping the first curb, clipping the second curb, and being out clean again. So he's taken. He actually shortened that racetrack by, I would say, half a mile, but by being very, very aggressive on the curbs.
Yeah, and in fact, the theme of the weekend, apart from the iffy weather, has been a number of drivers exceeding track limits, having times deleted, picking up penalties, and particularly with this slippery track, track limits is an issue that has been running on all weekend, and also those white lines. That little bit of rain that's been falling on them, they are doubly slippery. We had a cracking race for the Asia Pacific Series earlier on this afternoon. If we get a race half as good as that for the Challenge North America, we are going to be in for a great race.
Absolutely, as the cars come back down the rear straight behind the paddock. Just reminding you, the one category which is still up for grabs is the Pirelli M. Rob Holtz in P3, Ross Charles in P5. Whoever of them wins the race is champion. As the music builds the anticipation, that's going to be the battle we're going to focus on. Obviously, all the other drivers, everyone in the paddock, on the pit lane, on the pit wall. Exciting builds.
Yeah, you can see the nerves, you can see the tension. Everybody's heart's racing. Here they come into Parabolica. Side by side, everything's up to temperature. It's that drag down the home straight, ready to receive the start, and into that first corner. Stand by. This is going to be exciting. The pace car, the safety car, about to duck off into the pit lane. They are side by side, and we are ready to go racing at Monza. This is Ferrari Challenge North America. We're waiting on it. The lights are out, and we are go, go, go.
Oh, Peter Ludwig with a great start, but did he accelerate too early? Was there something? He was so far ahead.
He looked like he was gone, didn't he? He looked like he had checked out there. He really did. So here we go then into that first corner. It's such a pinch that we've seen many drivers coming up stuck there. They come piling through reasonably clean so far, but it's Ludwig in the lead from Benjamin Heights.
Very disciplined here. Angie in the violet car. Lucky that she survived. They had it coming together yesterday in the first turn on the first lap. This time through clean and tidy like everyone else did. Rob Charles, oh, there is some cars side by side, but no harm done there. All clean and tidy still.
Yeah.
Which is doubly good because no driver wants to ruin their car now when tomorrow there's the big world final race. So better bring it home safe and sound rather than try to risk too much early on especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the championship now decided, a lot of this is racing for fun. Whoever said that racing wasn't fun anyway, hey? So yes, world final day tomorrow, and you can see Benjamin Heights flashing his lights, and we have a notification. The start is under investigation. Peter Ludwig, he was very, very eager. I think they're having a look at that, and there may be penalties to follow. So at the moment, Ludwig's in the lead. Let's hope he can keep hold of it and not lose that under the stewards. You look at him there, under braking. You see a little puff of water thrown up into the air. The track is still damp. And Benjamin Heights has got the measure of him. He's well in sight. Only 0.3 of a second separating them. They complete that lap. Down into outer Parabolica and into the main straightaway past the pit lane. The two of them have pulled well clear of third place Rob Holtz.
Yeah, but you can see the yellow car and the black and red car behind those two. That's Rob Holtz and Ross Charleston. That's the battle just at the top of your screen now. That's the battle for the one remaining championship as we see Peter Ludwig and Benjamin Heights getting up the road.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two things to look at here then. The fight for the lead, which is on your screen at the moment, and the fight for the championship, which is directly behind them. Plenty to be going on here. That dry line through those corners. Nobody is getting away here, are they?
No, absolutely. James Wayland and Rothlander have come past Angie at the end of the previous lap, so that puts James Wayland on the podium in the Pirelli. He obviously a very seasoned veteran. He has raced the Monza circuit a lot of times. He's done Asia Pacific, he's done North America, but he's also done quite a lot of successful racing in Europe. So he's probably more comfortable with this circuit than most of the others coming over from North America, not having that great an experience level on this Monza circuit.
No, absolutely. But this circuit, it's the one they all dream of racing on, isn't it? It's the iconic, the fastest track, arguably the fastest racetrack in the world, the one that you want to win on, the one you want to be on the podium on. And look at them coming towards you, headlights are blazing. It kind of reminds you a little bit of Le Mans when you see them coming towards you like that, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Here's the battle for P1 in the Pirelli Am. That's 3 and 4 overall on the track. But that's the battle for first in class, and that's the battle for first in the championship as well. Fastest lap, Peter Ludwig, a 151.478 on the drying track. That's certainly a first benchmark. He took just 3/10 out of Benjamin Hyde, so not that decisive. Look by Ross Charles, not enough. James Wayland in the white and violet car behind them. Little purple, sorry.
No, that's cool. So to summarise that then, so Peter Ludwig, he's in the lead. Benjamin Hyde's chasing, but remember, the stewards are taking a look at that start. I have a horrible feeling it's Ludwig that they might be looking at. The battle for the Pirelli Am category, the championship for them. Rob Hodes and Ross Choust running in 3rd and 4th. The highest placed Copper Shell Am category runner is John McGrew. He's down in 11th place. And the highest placed Copper Shell driver, Thomas Tipple, in 12th place.
Yeah, Thomas Tipple, as we saw, dominant. And here is the replay of the start. It just looks like Ludwig, he's so far ahead. So whatever they're looking at,
there's got to be that, hasn't it? The question is was Ludwig quick on the pedal, or was Benjamin Hyde slow getting away? No, he's gone, hasn't he? He's just gone.
I mean,
I think if he doesn't pick up a penalty for that, he's going to be very lucky. What kind of penalty would you expect for something like that if he was found to be guilty of it?
Well, that would be a drive-through penalty by that, because he would. I mean, we didn't see the lights in that shot, so it's difficult to really judge. But if that was before the lights went green, that's certainly a jump start.
Right, now look at this battle for 3rd and 4th. It's picking up very, very nicely here. We can see Rob Howard's leaving that space up the inside, and Ross Choust looking for any opportunity. Here he comes, looking up the inside, and he switches across, hitting the brakes. You see the back end of the car stepping out. The brake disc glowing red under this fading light here at the Monza circuit.
And we just get on timing screen confirmation of what we have feared. Peter Ludwig's jump start drive-through penalty. But let's stay with this. Here he is in shot. But let's stay with this battle behind them. Rob House and Ross Charles. This is where potentially the championship might be decided. But obviously we're focusing for the moment on the leader, who is not going to be the leader for very long after he picks.
And once he's done a drive-through, and we've got a yellow flag at turn 1. I'm not sure what's going on at turn 1 at the moment. And here we go. Who's that? Up on 2 wheels. There's in the fence as well. 355 hits the barrier.
Oh, lucky to not hit the barrier.
Who was that went up on 2 wheels? 355 was Dale Katechis. And that was, I thought the car that went up on 2 wheels was going over. Couldn't see
Jeff
who it
Palermo,
was.
I think, based on our timing screen. Safety car is out, so everything can calm down and they can make sure the drivers are okay. It looked like it just didn't get worse at that very moment. But that was a scary sight to see that 488 airborne almost.
And this track at Monza, the cars are reaching such phenomenal speeds. There's no such thing as a small accident here, really, is there? I'm presuming that with Peter Ludwig that he would not be able to serve his drive-through under the safety car, because obviously that would negate a certain amount of the penalty. So I'm guessing he's going to have to wait for the safety car to come back in before he can serve that drive-through. So our net leader at the moment is effectively Benjamin Heights. From Rob Hodes and Ross Choust, the net second and third, who are, of course, fighting for the Pirelli AM Championship. Just taking a look. Who is that again? That's Jeff. I've forgotten who it was already.
I think it was Jeff Palermo, based on our timing screen, because we lost him and Dale Katakis at the same time. I'm not sure about the safety car procedure here in terms of the closure of the pit lane. I would say that he's allowed to take it now that it's been announced. Usually when it's not announced, they wait until the safety car is back in. I'm just having a look.
But surely then, if he were to come in under the safety car, he could potentially lessen the penalty.
Absolutely.
And that would be a proper get out of jail free card. We will find out, I have no doubt. So here we go then, the pace car, the safety car. Do you know what? I'm going to have to stop calling it a pace car. my motor racing roots are a little bit more basic. The safety car comes around with the snake behind, and just while they clear the track of those two cars, fortunately, both drivers unscathed. And of course, when the safety car is out, the tyres are cooling, the brakes are cooling, and with the light fading, it's keeping the heat in those cars, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. As far as we can see, obviously the light at the end of the pit lane is currently green, so that would indicate that the driver coming in would be able to come out again. But as you said, that would definitely negate
or at least reduce.
Absolutely, but I mean that's sometimes the racing luck, and safety car is a special case of that. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you are not, and that's part of it. Let's just run through the classification by class while we have the time behind the safety car, or look at some highlights, the challenge show. As you can see, here is some great shots of the drivers before the race.
So we're a little under 10 minutes into the race. Just looking at that accident again, very lucky there weren't any more cars involved in it. I'm joined here in commentary this afternoon by Nico Svalik, and the green flag is out, the safety car is in, and the race is on. Peter Ludwig still hasn't served his drive-through penalty. And here we go. Oh, and that is second place, Benjamin Heights. He's overcooked it, and third and fourth as well.
Oh,
this is critical, absolutely critical for the championship, the Pirelli AM Championship. So it's all change at the front. Oh, Benjamin Heights, he did not need to do that. Peter Ludwig is going to have to come in, serve that drive-through. He did not need to do that. Fortunately, he's regathered it and got it pointing in the right direction quite quickly. But we've had a swap around. We've got Rob Hodes in third place from James Wayland.
And Ross Choust, who was the victim of that, and I'm sure we'll see a replay of that. He has dropped several places overall, down in P8 overall, 5 positions behind Rob Hodes. And that means that the championship standing has changed. Rob Hodes is in P1 for the championship for the Pirelli AM now. As we can see, the AMG King car, who was one of the beneficiaries of that, P5, P4 in the Pirelli class, just behind James Wayland in the white and purple car coming towards you here. That yellow car, Rob Hodes, he is the leader in the AMs. There's James Wayland going through the Ascari.
And Rob Hodes picked up a bit of damage there, hasn't he? It doesn't look like this affecting too much, but that incident And here we go, we can have a look at it again. There's two things happening once here. So first of all, you see the leaders here, and that is Ludwig and losing it, Benjamin Heights. And then behind, it's really difficult to know whether Ross Chouse just shut the door on Rob Hodes.
It's very, very difficult. I mean, I would argue that Peter Ludwig taking another swipe to the outside really compromised Benjamin Heights' braking point there, and he had to take evasive action because there was no way he could stop the car. Behind them, Rob Hodes, I would say, for my money, he did give a little gentle push, not intentionally, but he was very much responsible for Ross Charles to have that spin.
Do you think that the incident for third and fourth was connected to the leaders incident? Do you think there was an element of distraction, or do you think it was totally coincidental?
No, I think that was coincidental. Obviously, the restart being the moment to make that move.
Yeah.
Another safety car.
We have another safety car, so not too sure why, but the safety car is back out.
Chess Brook is dropping down the order, as is Ross Chouse, I'm afraid, and that would be a big, big shame.
So we're just looking now to see why the safety car is out. We've had no indication here in the commentary department. Let's just have a look here. So we have a car here which is probably stranded, and that...
And there's another incident potentially. No, they're long developing, and that is the 383 cars of
that's Chaz Brook, yes, absolutely.
And I think that's going to be the reason.
He's in the kitty litter, and he ain't getting out of that in a hurry. That's going to be, get the breakdowns out. Your afternoon is over, Chaz. Really sorry, mate. So the rest of the cars come back down to speed behind the safety car. We are just coming up to halfway in the race, and there's been a fair bit of action again, hasn't there, Nico?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I have to say, Ross Charles, he just dropped in that last sector. Whether he had that spin there, and it might have been him who had that spin that we saw before. I wasn't sure. I couldn't just make out the number. But it could have been the 225 car.
I think it was. I was pretty sure it was Ross Choust. Look at this, picking up the curb. They don't have to throw them around, don't they? So look, here we go. Nice slow-mo replay here. Bit of rubbing coming around the S's. What a cluster of Ferrari 488s. Some great shots there, some good slow-mo, and you just see how much curb a lot of these drivers are taking, how strong the suspension is on these Ferrari 488s as they go bumping across those sausage curbs. Yeah, it was great to watch that, wasn't it?
Yeah, thank Franco and all the guys in the OB van giving us some great shots.
Brilliant.
And you to follow this race along with us. Good to have you with us.
So while we have a little gap in the proceedings here behind the safety car, good opportunity to just check up on where we are with the championships and the standings. Our resident statistician, can we quickly do this? The safety car is in on this lap.
Yeah, in the Pirelli, overall Peter Ludwig, Benjamin Heights, but don't forget Peter Ludwig still has to come in for his drive-through penalty. That will put Benjamin Heights in the lead, James Wayland and Angie in the top 3 positions, I'm sure. In the AM, it's Rob Hodes, Rothlander and Boyd, the top 3, which would put Rob Hodes across the line and into heaven of the Pirelli AM in North America. In the Shell AM, it's John McGrew, already champion, Brian Simon and Theodore Giovannis, the top 3, and in the Shell, Thomas Tipple, 11th overall, Mark Fuller and Chris Carroll currently on track for podium proceedings coming their way.
What a wonderful summary that was. Thank you, Nico. As you can see, getting some heat back in those tyres. The leader, the temporary leader, Peter Ludwig, drops back so as not to catch the safety car. And they are bunching up. And who is that that's dropping back? It's Angie King, isn't it? Yes, in the distinctive purple car. The rest of the field picking up the speed, getting ready. Poor old Angie having problems. Looks like it's the end of the afternoon for her. And the green flag is out. Peter Ludwig's away. And Benjamin Heights has regained that ground he lost after that mistake a little earlier. There he is, flashing his lights, doing everything he can to distract. And it's the green flag. Great opportunity to pick up some places. That is
Jean-Claude Sada,
Jean-Claude Sada, yes, another ex-European Challenge driver, picking up a place there. It's this first lap after a safety car, which is a great opportunity. And this is that battle for the lead as they come around here with 11 minutes, 11 and a half minutes still to run.
And for Peter Ludwig, time is running out to a degree because I think he has to come in after the end of this lap, or otherwise he will see the black flag because he still hasn't taken his drive-through penalty, and he has 3 laps to do that after being notified. And I would bet that is the 3rd lap now. That
was exactly the question I was going to ask you, is how many laps he had to do that. You get the feeling that maybe he's not as enthusiastic about it as the stewards are, and maybe his team are protesting it. But we see no notification of that, and he needs to come on in. And yeah, the drive-through penalty still stands. Just hearing that, he's put in the fastest lap on lap 2, but we're looking at first and second, but net first is going to be Benjamin Heights. And a drive-through penalty for car 251. That's Rob Hodes for causing a collision.
There is James Wayland on the inside. There was contact, I'm sure of it.
There was. They went into the corner. They came out again with 4 wheels on the wagon, so one could only assume they survived. And into the pits was that Ludwig going into the pits. I think it was to serve his drive-through.
Absolutely, yeah. He drops down the order, and he won't be very happy about that. But it gives Benjamin Heights the lead. Rob Hodes, we have been notified a drive-through penalty. The problem that for him is that Ross Joust will most likely overtake him again, and that once again could mean drama in the Pirelli M class. Something
really
that looked over and done, but it isn't.
It just goes to show in racing you can never make any assumptions. Our new leader, Benjamin Heights, he's got a decent gap, nearly 2.5 seconds over Rob Hodes, who's yet to serve that drive-through penalty. And then Rothlander in 3rd place. And you see the light is fading quickly now. In the headlights, you can see the mist being picked up off the track. Don't they look great, battling wheel to wheel? And Rothlander really doesn't need to be putting himself at risk at all, because that 251 car is going to be out of his way before too long. And again, he's got 3 laps in which to serve that drive-through penalty. And it'll be really interesting to see where he comes back on the track after that. We've got another one. Car 378 speeding in the pit lane. Another big no-no. That is Al Heggie. Have I pronounced that right?
I think you did. I think you did. I wouldn't have pronounced it any better for sure.
So yeah, Al Heggie, he is currently down in 22nd place. So not going to make a lot of difference to his afternoon, but still bad news. So bit of a bottleneck behind Rob Hodes at the moment, allowing Benjamin Heights to get away. And he's now opened up nearly 3.5 seconds, 3.4 seconds to be precise.
Rob Hodes stays out for another lap. Obviously now Ross Joust will be aware of this. He just needs to carry the car home. He just does not need to make a major mistake, and the championship would go his way. I have to say, and I was very cautious before the stewards made their decision, I agree with this. You never want to see the championship decided outside of the white lines of the circuit, but I think in that case
it's got to be done.
That nudge was just a tad too much, and just a tad too meaningful to just let it slide.
Yeah, and it's the aggression and the passion of this final round and the fact that the championship's at stake. I've been in that stewarding position myself, and it's a pretty grim feeling having to hand out those kind of penalties, but you have to do this. It's the right thing to do, as it was the case with Peter Ludwig and that jump start, and there can't be any doubting that decision either. Anyway, we're looking at the battle for seconds. Benjamin Heights has cleared off down the road, 3.5 seconds gone, but a proper bottleneck behind. Rob Hodes in second place, and Murray Rothlander in third. And there in the leading two Pirelli AM protagonists in this race.
I mean, the only thing that Rob Hodes will hope for is somehow another safety car to appear somewhere, as we see John McGrew, leader in the Shell Ams and champion, dropping down the order a little.
He's got a problem, isn't he? Yeah.
The only chance that Rob Hodes has is somewhere a safety car. He can come in, take his drive through, while the other cars are not that fast. That would be his only chance, but
yeah,
with 6.5 minutes in the dry track, chances of that diminishing by the lap. And I think, by my reckoning, this is the last lap that Rob Hodes can do before he has to come in. So, or maybe just one more lap, but he's really cutting it thin at this race. But I will not make any predictions. We've seen craziness all over.
And I would have to say that every prediction I've made this weekend has been wrong. So, yes, well, we don't go down the booking office on my count, will you? So here we are, less than 6 minutes remaining. We've completed a lap 12 laps for Benjamin Heights and Rob Hodes. And they are all in a line. And Murray Rothlander looking again, taking a look. He wants to get past him, but he needs to not put himself in any risk at all, because he has got this one very nicely together.
In the meantime, as we can see, the 378 car of El Haggy taking the drive-through, hopefully at the right speed this time. Brian Simon has taken the lead in the Shell Am, so he's in line for winning that category. To the best of my knowledge, it could be his first race win this year. I'm not 100% sure. But certainly didn't figure in the championship chase at the end of the year. But he would be delighted with capping today with a race win.
Yeah. And so Rob Hodes is still yet to take his drive-through. That will obviously promote Murray Rothlander to second place on the track, followed by James Valand.
And you can see by the glare of the lights that it's really, really getting to the dark outside. That might not yet affect the braking points, the recognition of the circuit, but it certainly creates a great atmosphere for us. Here is Thomas Tippel, leader and champion in the Shell category, rounding the Parabolica, coming towards the finish line. 4.5 minutes as Rob Hodes now has come in to the pit lane.
He's doing it. And when you look at the fact that Peter Ludwig, who's now back down in 17th place, he put the fastest lap of the race in, back on lap 2. That says a lot about the temperature and the fact that the track is certainly not getting any faster. And of course, yes, we remember as Peter Ludwig is loitering down in 16th now. He was the leader not that long ago. Yeah, bad news for him. A little bit too eager with that right foot. Leader Benjamin Heights. And Murray Rothlander, the leading Pirelli Am driver, in second place. James Valand in third, and Jean-Claude Sada up into fourth place. The leading Copper Shell driver, Thomas Tippel, is in seventh.
Rob Hodes, meanwhile, has come out of the pit lane in position 20, far down the order. Actually, in class, he's just one position behind Ross Charles, because all the other drivers between them, 7 actually on the grid, are in different categories. Yeah. However, the problem for him is he has to win this. He has to be ahead of Ross Charles.
Yeah. And
those drivers will not make way for him to do this across the last 3 minutes. So, barring anything unpredictable, which is almost predictable on this circuit.
Yes, the only thing that's predictable is the unpredictability, I'd say.
Absolutely. Here is the leader of Shell Am. We've talked about him. Brian Simon Great racing, very consistent, very strong here, following the other cars, making no mistakes. Giovanni's 2 seconds behind him, and with 2 minutes and 40 to go, plus potentially one more lap, that's going to be very, very difficult to make up.
This race has flown by, lots to entertain us in this. It has been a great day of racing right across the categories. We've really enjoyed it, and we're into the last couple of minutes plus one lap of the racing here today at the Monza circuit. It's the Ferrari Challenge North America. Benjamin Heights leading the way and looking very, very comfortable. He's got 4.4 seconds over the leading Trofeo Pirelli AM driver Murray Rothlander, and you can see that gap. All he's got to do now is keep it on the black stuff and bring it home. Easier said than done, I would say.
Yes, this lap and probably 2 more after that, so there's still some time to go, some drama to be had.
Still time to throw it away. Not that I'm saying that he would, of course.
No,
yeah.
It's a fantastic race that we're witnessing. The 3-2-1 car of Thomas Tipple, that is obviously leader in the shell. That's the battle for P1 in the shell. Mark Fuller behind him. Respectful 1.5 seconds, 1.4 seconds.
Yeah. And here they come. A beautiful autumn shot around the Monza track. Coming up to the last minute plus one lap. And that's just so iconic to look at. Those brake discs glowing, the headlights burning. It's the Ferrari 488s, well over 700 brake horsepower in each of those machines. And we have another change for position. It's Mark Muzzo who is making a move on John Boyd. Here they come, and he's right off the track, exceeding track limits. I don't know, I'll leave that for you to decide. Onto the home straight, it's the final lap. And Benjamin Heights has just got to cruise around those last few corners, and he will be on the top step of the iconic Monza podium. A few more battles around the track, still to be settled. I think the championships are over without wishing to put the kiss of death on it. Ross Choust looking good to be the Trofeo Pirelli amateur champion after this race.
Yeah, the Pirelli Am in this race, it's Rothlander, Boyd, and 3 is Choust, after being turned around, as we saw, by Rob Hodes, who received that drive-through penalty, which dropped him way down the order. And that's going to be the decisive moment, probably, of this championship.
It is.
But with only a minute and a half to go, Benjamin Heights, James Wayland, and Jean-Claude Zada are the ones who look set for the Pirelli podium. Tipple, Fuller, and Carroll for the Shell podium. And it's Brian Simon, Giovanni's, and John McGrew, the champion for the Shell Am, as we follow Benjamin Heights around the next 2 last turn, back on the back straight for the last time at race speed.
Yeah, he just needs to get in those last couple of corners. He's still pushing quite hard. He's clipping the corners, but he's got it all under control. He can back off now as he comes around Parabolica, and he heads on to the pit straight. He can see the checkered flag. It goes up, it comes down, and Benjamin Heights wins the final race of Ferrari Challenge North America 2018. Headlights flashing. Murray Rothlander crosses the line second to win for the Pirelli AM category. Third place, James Velland, and Jean-Claude Sada in fourth, followed by Mark Muzzo.
Mark Fuller made it and won the race. Thomas Tipple beaten across the line. And there we wait. Where is Ross Choust? There he is. Takes the checkered flag, takes P3, takes the championship. Well
Brilliant.
done, sir.
It's the Ferrari Mondiali, Finali Mondiali this weekend, and tonight it's the award ceremony, the gala dinner, and there will be trophies handed out for the championships there, but it's all about the podium this afternoon, that famous Monza podium. And we have a number of drivers that are going to be on that one very, very shortly. Great race. What a good way to finish off what has been a thoroughly entertaining afternoon of racing.
Absolutely. A great season. I mean, we've had like 80-something races across the 3 categories.
Brilliant.
Europe, North America, Asia Pacific, and it's always amazing to bring them all together, and it's great to have some championships decided in the very last race, which we always look for, that drama, and drama we had plenty here.
And doesn't it say a lot about the health of the Ferrari Challenge series in total, the fact that we have 80-odd races, and that's going to be added to next year with the UK Challenge as well. So it's a growing series, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, this event, we have over 100 drivers competing across the 3 categories. That in itself is a very strong statement. And as you say, there will be a UK baby joining the Ferrari family. 4 events next year. It's going to be great. It's going to be great fun to watch that grow in potentially an independent, full-fledged Ferrari Challenge series, eligible for the World Finals as well. But then again, as we reflect on this race, just a brief look tomorrow. 3 races, Coppa Shell M, then Coppa Shell, then the Trofeo Pirelli classes, bunched in together into one race, and it's going to be light to flag. Who takes the flag first? He's going to be the world champion in each class, and that is going to be something very, very special.
What a way to bring the curtain down on the season, eh? I am so excited to watch that race tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting. Don't forget, you can follow it here exactly where you're watching now. You can see that tomorrow as we look at the cars slowing down. Fastest lap of the race, just as a point of interest, was Peter Ludwig right back on lap 2 with a 1:51.478. Into the pit lane they come as the noise dies down. Hugs all around.
Well done, everybody. I mean, I have to say, especially for drivers who are not that familiar with the circuit, there was a lot of disciplined racing. Some incidents, obviously, but that's unavoidable. There was nothing really gracious, nothing out of the ordinary. And there is celebration. Benjamin Heights really is getting it in the best way possible.
And here he goes on the roof. Look at that, a happy man.
The Chilean.
And I should think... Sorry, carry on.
No, the Chilean proudly with a flag on his helmet. Very proud after this performance. Stefano Guy to his right, his driver coach. Very successful, former Ferrari Italy champion when there was still an Italian series.
Good stuff.
Oh, wonderful. Great, great performance.
Murray Rothlander. All right. What an interesting looking paint scheme that is. That looks gorgeous, that car does, doesn't it?
As he said, all right.
All right.
Well done, sir.
And we all agree. So there we go. Classifications for race 2. Benjamin Heights takes that wing from Murray Rothlander. James Valand from Jean-Claude Sauder. You can see the rest of those results. It's been a cracking afternoon.
Absolutely. An amazing race. Really, really exciting. A lot to watch. And let's have a look back at the highlights of this amazing race.
It's only when you look back at those highlights you realise quite how much action there was in half an hour of racing. Excitement all around, and that Jeff Palermo accident, I thought that one was going over. That had the potential to be something quite large, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to see that it didn't, but everyone walked away.
Yeah.
Glad to see that we all were witness to that great race. And we're going to go up to the podium, I think, very shortly. You can see now that the dusk is settling.
It really is. Doesn't it look great with the mountains in the background? What a beautiful vision.
I think that's just a cutout. I don't think that's what
I can't believe that you you'd said you'd believe that. Here we go. It's time for the podium. So we're ready for that fantastic podium. The Monza legendary podium went up there quite late last night, and it absolutely reeked of champagne.
I wonder how that comes. Well, let's witness what happens now. Maybe we will find some clues about that. But I agree, it looks even more magnificent, illuminated as the light is setting, and we can just make out the podium here from our commentary positions, looking over, illuminated by the spots. From our vantage point, it's almost
dark out there, isn't it?
I think it's the tinted windows to a
Yeah,
degree.
that probably doesn't help. But the lights are shining on the podium.
There's James Wayland. Sorry, we can see walking.
Yep. You're the master of identification here.
There is Benjamin Heights in the green, white, and red.
So it'll be the Trofeo Pirelli that'll be first.
Absolutely. Jean-Claude Zada was the one in the white race suit.
Yes.
And we will see the Trofeo Pirelli podium first, then the Pirelli Am, then the Shell, and then the Shell Am. But it's probably going to be the Pirelli Am where the P3 driver, Ross Charles, will be the most happy.
He'll have the biggest smile. Do you think someone's told him?
I'm already betting on him being first with a bubbly, but you never know. So just more drama building.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can stand it.
If we can take any more.
Yeah, it's.
So while we just wait for this, you just have to feel for Peter Ludwig. Just that little bit of enthusiasm, over-enthusiasm at the start, that could have been him. He had it so under control, didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah.
Here we go then. Third place, Jean-Claude Sada. Third place, that is, in the Trofeo Pirelli category. Second place, James Wayland. A handshake, a hug, and a quick moment on the top step before you get off there. And the winner of the afternoon, the Ferrari Challenge North America Trofeo Pirelli, Benjamin Heights for the national anthem.
Well done, everybody. There you can see the illuminated podium. And there you can see Miguel Molina, official Ferrari GT driver, handing out the silverware. Jean-Claude Sada handing out congratulations to everyone on the podium, except for himself.
Oh, and Giancarlo Fisichella, ex-Ferrari Formula One driver, of course, presenting trophies for second. And the winning trophy coming from Andrea Bertolini, the Ferrari's official GT driver. Smiles all around. Trofeo Pirelli is done and dusted for another year. Olivier Beretta, also a Ferrari official GT driver, shaking hands.
Theo Mayer, the Pirelli Motorsport stalwart. You cannot miss him in this paddock, handing out the Pirelli trophy as well. He has a very nifty Pirelli bicycle. I would like to steal that, but I'm sure I won't be allowed into the paddock if I do, so it's yours, Theo.
I can't see you on a bicycle, so that'll be on the far left-hand side. Team boss, I dare say.
Absolutely. Well done, everybody. Great race. And let's see who's first with the champagne.
And not looking too enthusiastic at the moment. Everybody run. Is there actually any champagne out there?
Yeah, there's the Veuve Clicquot, but there is...
Oh, here we go. Oh. Here we go. Run for cover. Oh.
I'm not going to spray that.
No. Benjamin Heights is a waste of good champagne. Get it down my neck.
First things first. First, I will have some of that. After that magnificent drive, some of which we are seeing now.
Yeah.
James Wayland, he was very traditionalist about that. Here, have some of mine.
Brilliant. So there we go. That's the first of the 4 podium presentations. Next up, Trofeo Pirelli Am. And it is Murray Rothlander, John Boyd, and of course the man with the biggest smile of all. That's going to be Ross Choust.
Wouldn't you think?
I would think he's likely to have.
Well, he's not going to have a podium if these gentlemen linger there for much longer. Certainly not in our program if they do that. But, I mean, they've done their job for today. Who cares who else needs that podium?
Who needs a podium anyway? It's only the greatest podium. I mean, it's rated as highly as the Monaco podium, I think. The Monza podium is the one they all love to stand on. Of course, it's quite iconic when you have Formula One here and all the fans are all on the track. But even here for this weekend, it's just something else to be stood on that podium receiving those trophies.
Yeah, and I think the light gives it a very special atmosphere. I'm not sure if you see that much, blinded by the
spotlight,
blinded by the Super Trooper.
Well, as you can see, it's almost pitch dark here now at Monza. We've had a great afternoon of racing, and here they come.
Ross Choust, John Boyd, and there is Murray Rothlander. Mr. Choust, some more enthusiasm. You're a champion.
Do you think anyone's actually told him that yet? Here we go. It's the national anthems. It's Canada. National anthem done. Here we go. Trophy presentations again. Miguel Molina, another GT driver, presenting 3rd place.
I mean, that's part of what makes this event so special. You've got not only the Ferrari Challenge, you've got the GT drivers here, you've got the F1 client, you've got the FXX drivers, you've got some parts of the Formula One team. Unfortunately, neither Sepp nor Kimi this year, but still, you've got really the Ferrari family together, and that makes it such a great thing. And
no, it's
really amazing.
It's just so good, and just around the whole of this circuit this weekend, just a real sense of family as all the Ferrari strands come together for a big celebration at the end of the season. There we go, taking the winner's trophy, Murray Rothlander.
Now, let's move together, photograph, champagne.
And we're just about getting a smile from Ross Choust, or is it a grimace? No, it's a smile. Yes, sir, you are the champion of your category. And here we go then, run for cover. It's the champagne.
There is some enthusiasm.
That's what we like to see.
Well done. Well, however, these gentlemen still need to reserve some energy for tomorrow.
For tomorrow, yes. There we go, some nice slow-mo highlights of Murray Rothlander there. Beautiful looking car bumping over the curbs. Bright discs glowing red. And under the Monza evening, I wouldn't say moonlight, but floodlight.
Oh, well.
And here we go then. This is the Copper Shell category. Mark Fuller taking the win on that one.
And if I'm not misled, that's his first win, because I think Thomas Tippel has taken all the wins thus far.
Has he really?
I think so. Our information just says 10, but I think that means 10 race wins before coming here. He took one yesterday. Oh no, that would be 14. So I think I'm wrong about that.
Pretty compulsive figures, really, isn't it?
Yeah, Thomas Tippel definitely dominated, sorry.
No, that's good. And it's third place, obviously. Chris Carroll as well. We won't forget him. He did well to finish 10th on the road, third in category. And there he is there, jumping third on the podium. Thomas Tippel in second, but the man possibly taking his first win, Mark Fuller. I can hear squealing tyres in the background. It's the national anthem.
And we've been able to confirm it is his first win this season. He's been on the podium. Oh, he had a streak of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 second places consecutive. 7 overall, 8 overall actually, but it is his first win today. So brilliant. Congratulations. Long time coming, but well done. You finally made it onto the top step. At
lastminute.com, at the mighty Monza, the season closer, he finally gets that podium, that top step on the podium, receiving a nice looking plate there.
And he did it on the final lap in the final sector, just edging Thomas Tippel. And you could almost assume that was intentional, but I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he wasn't keeping the drama up, was he? It wasn't the jeopardy to the end.
No. I think they're all too competitive to yield a race win. So I'm sure that's a well-deserved and self-maintained win by Mark Fuller. Well done, sir.
There we go posing for the photographs. Team boss as well. And here we go. The champagne.
Thomas Tippel already lagged it to the grid of the race tomorrow. I think he's just...
And you see, they missed a trick there in the first podium. They were using the shield, the plates they were given as shields, weren't they? So missed a trick putting that down. So there we go. One more podium left. It's the Copper Shell AM category. We should be seeing Brian Simon, who will be taking the top step from Theo Giovanni and John McGrew. And John McGrew with a big smile on his face. So we wait for them to appear.
It's Brian Simon's third win in this season. Well, and there we have him climbing the top step of the podium. Theodore Giovanni is on P2 and P3, John McGrew, he the champion.
So as the American national anthem, appropriately for the Ferrari Challenge North America, rings out throughout the Monza Stadium. Trophies presented. Third place. And here we go, Giancarlo Fisichella presenting for second. And the winning trophy for Brian Simon. A great afternoon's work. And as the sun sets behind the stadium, we reflect on a wonderful afternoon of entertainment. Team boss receiving his trophy, or team representative receiving his trophy. Can't give you his name, unfortunately, but he snuggles in for the. the photo, team photo, all smiles.
Well done. What a beautiful picture with the shades, backdrop. And now, for the final time today, Verfly Kiko. Oh,
The champagne.
I think they found someone that they still owed something.
Okay, so here we go then. Final slow-mo shots of the afternoon. It has been a joy and a privilege to have you along with us this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed it.
We have for sure. Thank you very much.
As night descends on the Monza circuit, from both myself, Brian Oliver, and Nico Salek, we say good night. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early for more of the same. Good night.